What's going on, everybody? I wanted to do a quick video to answer a question that was in the Facebook group, and I want to go ahead and share the Facebook group post really quick so that we can see what I'm actually talking about. So right here, where it says our metric says after I interview my people, I'm trying to figure out how to add this next step in my workflow. Like if they were a yes, no, or maybe. I watched a video of the boot camp. We did, but didn't record how to set that up. But I don't think I'm adding it right. So she asked for a video, so I wanted to go ahead and do a video on that portion of the boot camp and of the workflow. So if you look at it and you look at the workflow that I have kind of set up here, this is an example of my subcontractor onboarding process. So I'm gonna kind of walk you through the beginning processes, and then I'm just going to jump to what the part that she's referring to. So with every workflow, you should have a trigger. You don't necessarily have to have a trigger to actually create a workflow, but in order for the workflow to kind of actually start automatically, you should have a trigger. So in this trigger, in this workflow, I have multiple triggers, which is one is a link is clicked, a form is submitted, or an application is received, right? So this once again goes to my subcontractor onboarding process. And I'm going to kind of skim through it. Basically, once the trigger has been activated, it starts going through the process all the way down, right? So you get to the point where, you're sending messages back to the contact that filled out the application, whether it be through a text message or through an email. That email goes back to them, and the workflow continues to move until it gets to the end of the workflow. So the part that she is referring to is that when she performs an interview or something like that, and she decides, okay, whether this is going to be a yes for the subcontractor, no, the interview didn't go well, maybe, possibly, which means, this may be somebody that you can use in the future, but right now you don't want to use them, or there's no response at all. So she is referring to this part right here when you create a condition to kind of branch out the workflow into different or two additional aspects of it. So right here, when you create a condition, and it's called an if-then condition, and I'm going to show you where you would find that. You can type in if, and if you type in if or the whole word, you'll see this right here, if else clause. So that's what that is, okay? Just so you know. So this right here, this condition right here is an if-then clause. So that means if something happens, then you do that. If something else happens, then you do this, right? So in this condition that I created, right, you'll break it down. The action name is condition, which you see right here. The scenario recipe, I just put build your own. There's a number of selections. Availability has a certain tag. There's certain things that you can use or additional things that you can use to kind of start this condition. I just usually put build your own. And later on, I'll start building out or creating videos to kind of explain the other options that you have. So with build your own, the way that it's going to start off, you're just going to have a branch. And the branch is this, where it says yes, it says no, it says maybe, and then the other one is none. And none is kind of like it comes stock, so it's already going to be there. So it's always going to be a none there. But you can add the additional branches on here. So what I did was, so for instance, yes, I put yes, which you'll see over here for this branch. If tags includes interview completed. So what I did was I like to name a lot of the different branches or the different sections of the workflow to kind of make it make sense when I kind of go back and look over it. So for this one right here, I put the title or the tag, or not even the tag, but the branch name is yes. So that means if an interview goes well and I say that it's a yes, this person I want to go further on in the process, I want them to go down this branch. The next one down here says no. If it's a no, then I want them to go down this branch, and so forth. If it's a maybe, they go down here. And if there's no response at all, they go down this branch. But I'm going to kind of break it down and let you see exactly how it's set up. And So this part right here. Let me get out of here one more time. So this part right here, the condition, if I click on the condition, it will show you how this is split up. So right here, it says yes, and you can identify what triggers that yes, what happens when that yes, or what gives this condition the go ahead to keep moving forward. Now you can select, it can be an address and a assigned user city. There are multiple things that you can use to kind of promote or entice this branch to move forward. I specifically used a tag, right? And I put that the tag includes interview completed. Yes. So that means in my tag section, I have a number of tags from, interview completed or subcontractor agreement signed. You can have a whole bunch of tags on there. For this one that I wanted to use in order to keep this workflow going, I called it interview completed. Yes. So that means when I tag the client or the contact with this tag called interview completed and it's a yes, then they will automatically go through this portion of the workflow. Same thing here. If the interview was completed and it's a no, I don't want to use them in the business, then they're going to go down this workflow. And I keep going. Same thing. Same thing for tags. If it's a maybe, interview completed, maybe. Now all these tags right here I actually created so that now when a contact gets those tags, they're going to just move in that specific workflow, right? And you can add tags, right off the whim. You can add tags randomly throughout this process. So don't worry about, well, what if I don't already have this tag? You can go back and create it. It's not a big deal. And the last one that's always going to be there is none. When no condition is met, then I just have nothing gets accomplished. So when you're going through this process and you have any type of action or trigger or whatever that you create, you want to make sure you save here. You're going to save the action, always save the action, and you're always going to up here in the right-hand corner, you're going to save the entire workflow, right? So now we just discussed this condition. We saw how it branched off into yes, no, maybe, and none, right? So now each one of these have a specific workflow process that it goes through, so you can look at it. So after the interviewer is tagged with interview completed and yes, now what I want the next action to be is an email sent to them, right? So the email that's sent to them in this specific case is a thanks for joining the team, and you can create and construct this email however you want to construct it. Right. So I put hello, contact name. So if I put this custom value in here, I don't have to go in there and type in their name. It's going to automatically auto-populate their name here in this part. So thank you for reaching out and taking the first step in growing your business. We're excited that you chose Squeaky Clean LLC to assist you, and it goes on further. And then I tell them what's going to happen. We will be sending you some documents to review and complete to get you started on your first account. We're excited for the opportunity to work with you and your team. Reply with thank you. I always put something in there to kind of give them another call to action to do, just to make sure that they're still engaged, that they're still somebody that pays attention to detail, knowing that they read the entire email. That helps me out in understanding their character, their personality traits. So that's just something that I did. So then I put a list of things for them to expect in the future or in the next few hours, days, or whatever, however long you want to do it. And I just make an email, right? And then once again, after that's done, save and save, right? So the next thing that happens after this, I want to update and send a so this is a task. So what I did is just added a task. So when that email is done, I added a task to let me know, hey, I need to create a subcontractor agreement. And it tells me, or whoever is actually performing this, because this can be for you or for people in your staff. So you want to make sure you make it as simple as possible. You make it as if you're working yourself out of a job. You want to make it so that somebody can come and sit in your seat because you're not there, and be able to understand what needs to be done in each stage and each process of this system. So I break it down. This is what needs to be done. They need to go to payments. They need to go to documents and contracts, go to templates. And it just breaks down what the process is in order to send them a subcontractor no solicitation agreement. So a subcontractor's agreement, right? So that's just kind of a notification to the staff or me or whoever, right? Then the next thing I have going on after that in this workflow is add a tag. So I add the tag to kind of be able to categorize and see where people are in a specific area or a specific phase of the process. So that's just me. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I do. So I put add a tag. And once again, you can add a tag. I always name each action. So I name them so that I can look at it and see exactly what's going on. I can see here, it's a wait. They're going to wait 7 days here. I see that they're going to wait for a tag. So that means they're waiting for a tag. So that's what we're talking about right now. So waiting for signatures, right? And I have multiple tags that are similar. So I add them all to here. And if there's any more that I want to add to it, I can just scroll down to all the tags that I actually have in my CRM, right? So the next thing is in this process, I update the opportunity to move to send for signatures. You don't have to do this. Once again, my workflows are extensive, so you can make it as simple as possible. You can go from this email, all the way down to, another email, a tag, a wait action, or anything like that. You set it up how you want to set it up, but that's how you start that workflow or that stage of this workflow. In this workflow right here, so for instance, if somebody once again gets a no and the tag says interview completed no, then they go through their step or their process. They'll get sent an email and you construct the email however you want to let them know, hey, thank you for taking the time to meet with us and for your interest in partnering with Squeaky Clean. We truly appreciate the opportunity to learn more about you and discuss. We were impressed. And it goes on to say, I kind of make it, as non-negative as possible, just kind of be supportive and understanding and supportive. Just letting them know, hey, we appreciate your time right now. It's not a good fit for us. So, it just goes on further. Then I give them information. They can go to my website. I offer mentorship and stuff like that. So some of the things that you offer for them to kind of grow as a cleaning business, I just put it in an email. That's just something that I do, right? So that's the next stage in that actual workflow where it's no. Then I have it to wait for 7 days before it drops off. Then I delete the contact because I know that's a team, a company, a person that I don't want as a subcontractor under me. Over here where it says maybe, same process. You can see that, hey, this person is in the maybe. It has a tag, interview completed. The person is a maybe, right? So that means they're going to go through that workflow right here. So once again, there's another email that I sent to them, set up the same way. The only thing is in this one, it just says, pretty much the same thing. In the meantime, if you're looking to grow your business, we encourage you to explore the opportunities available to new cleaning business entrepreneurs on our website. Additionally, just to let them know, hey, we appreciate you taking the time to kind of have an interview with us. We don't have anything for you right now, but we would like to keep you, in our contacts so that when we do have something, we can reach out and kind of explore a little bit further. But they're not a no. They're not an absolute yes, but they're a possibly. So we put them in the maybe section. Okay. Then the next thing that I put a tag. Hey, this person is not ready yet, and that tag is going to stick with that contact until I remove it. Then it says it waits 7 days, and I just have it waiting because if you have it in a opportunity or a pipeline or whatever, once you close it out or you put lost as the status of the account or client or whatever, it drops off. So I want it to stay in my pipeline or my opportunities so that I can see where it is in the stage. So that just helps me. You don't have to do it. You can go straight from, the email to end. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I do. Kind of helps me. And then over here at none, once again, I have a wait stage in there for 7 days before it drops off. Then I delete the contact. So that kind of explains how you go through the conditions or the if and or if then statements so that you can create a workflow for your interviews or your subcontractors that you have going in for yes, no, maybe. Okay, so hopefully this helps. Please reach out and let me know if there's any more videos you want me to do. And good luck.